Here we'll be continuing with that tutorials, and here we'll be looking at growable what list. So we'll be diving very deep into the growable list. We touched this growable list on the previous video, but let's have a more example about this so that we can actually grab the concept. Okay, so let's begin with a very simple example to start with the growable list. So let's say this is a method one. We will have another method two of how to also implement the growable list. Okay, so this will be having probably a list of countries. Okay, a list of countries, and then here the countries is simply string, so we'll be returning those strings. And then so probably the countries will be the variable. Okay, and this will be assigned to a list of what, a list of what countries. Okay, so let's say we have in here will be China, in here will be China, then okay, in here will be China, then we have in here we have USA, then here we have what, Canada. Okay, Canada. We'll be adding some countries as well. So then I terminate this. Then I terminate this. Okay, so mm, let's watch here. In here we want to actually learn how to implement the growing what, or the growable list. So let's see how we can do that. This is simply using some of the add keyword and all that to actually increase increase the what, the strings in the list. Okay, so if we say country add means we can actually what, let me use small letters, add, and then here we can actually add additional countries in the runtime. Okay, yes, you can add additional one in the runtime. And this, for example, we want to say this will be what, we're gonna add Japan here, and then we'll add another what, another country here, and this will be what, Mm, this will be UK. Okay, so UK is here. Excellent. All right, so in here let us use a for loop to actually display this on the screen. Okay, but we can also use this simple print out without using a for loop to print using the indexes, right? But we actually want to use the for loop to, you know what, to print what we actually want. Okay, so let's look what happened when we do this. Okay, just a demonstration. What happened when we do this? It only prints out China, right? So if I change here, this is also what, the index of the what, of the strings, and secondly it prints USA. But we don't want to do this, we want to print all at a go, so we use the for loop. Okay, so for in, we use the for in. So for for um, for string, for string, returning of string with a variable, let's say var variable, and then it should loop inside countries. Okay, and when it loop inside the countries, now it should what, display the list of what, countries, that is using the print what, print f here, print, sorry, print, and then we print what, the variable, that is the var, and this is going to iterate and print all the countries on the screen. Okay, perfect. So if you can see, this is actually the default list of countries here that needs to be displayed. Or don't forget, this one is also there. Let me take off this. Okay, let me run again so that we can follow up. Okay, So the real list is China, USA, and Canada. And then along the line, we updated these two, that is Japan and UK. What if I comment this? What are we gonna get? We only gonna get China, USA, and Canada. Okay, yeah, just like this. So we add in runtime using the add keyword, and that is the first method. Perfect. Okay, so let's look at the second method. Mm, Second method for growable list. This one we actually gonna use integer. So we have list just like this one, just like this, but there will be a small changes. So let's say we have this, yeah, just to follow. Okay, so then here is integer, so instead of to use string we use the int, and here let's call this numbers. Okay, numbers. Okay, perfect. And then here will be the list of words, the list of numbers. And this is another way. So we want to actually use the numbers dot add like we did here to add instead of to have it in the list. So we're gonna simply add things in the list by using the add what, the add a property. So for example, we say add 60. This should not be in a quote. Add 60, mm, add 60, and we can say okay, add 70 also to the list, and we can say probably add 80 to the lists. Okay, perfect. So here we also have to print out these ones. Okay, so in order to print out these ones, we can simply use the for, and we can also use another method which I will take you to pretty much soon. So here should be int, since we are returning integer, and here should be what, the variable, maybe one here, and here will be numbers. Okay, these numbers should be at the place of the countries. Okay, so this should be var1. Excellent. Okay, so I print this on the screen. Perfect. So we got it. We got it. There are several ways of printing out this. Okay, the first one we use this one. This one we use the what? The for loop that is also here. Here we use what? Using individual element to iterate. Individual element to iterate. Okay, that is using the for. Okay, then next let's watch we can also use another way to print this, that is we can use the for each, that is using the lambda way. Okay, yeah, the lambda. Then this will use the for each. So here I can say numbers, that is the variable numbers, then this numbers will be appended to a for each for each, and this for each will have a simple variable. So let's say a variable, let's say I'm using a as a variable, and this a we are using the fat arrow, that is the lambda, and for this print what, now print everything stored in the variable, print everything stored in the variable, that is what, a. Okay, and display it to us. Perfect. So I terminate this, and then I end it. we should have another curly bracket here, or round bracket instead. Okay, so this is what the lambda way. So we should have a repetition of numbers, but before that, let me print the next line so that we actually appreciate the differences. Forward slash n, correct. Okay, go. Oh no, this is supposed to be in a quote. Let me clean this. Yeah, just like this should work. Okay, perfect. So you see we display the same 60 70 here using two expressions. This is the element and that is the for each, and then we use the lambda, or this is the four individual element, and then we use the lambda for each. Okay, good. There's another third way we can also do that using the index. Okay, so to print out this same, we can use what we call the index. Okay, index. Okay, so let me comment this using the index way. Yeah, this is very common. That is using for for int, and int I is initialized to 0, or I can be any variable of our choice, or we prefer the I is initialized to 0, and then I is less than what? Less than numbers. I is less than numbers dot the length. Okay, so another way of implementing this. Okay, then we go I plus plus. Perfect. That is using the index way to display our what? Our list, growable list. So in another programming language, this is basically what? Arrays, right? Okay, so it's basically the same. And then we have a print numbers, and which iteration using I. Perfect. Then you terminate this. Good. I run. Oh, numbers. I typed this wrongly. This should be R. Okay, let's go. Boom. So we have this. Oh, this is printing together because there's no next line in between here. So let me put that one here. Okay. Then we go. Okay, good. So we're at 60, 70, and then 80. 60, 70, and then 80. Okay, good. Now let's look at adding more what? More growable lists by making use of its properties. Okay. So let's watch here. Here we want to actually grow the list. So to do that, we can do updates on these numbers here by just copying a number and then replacing it with an index. So let's say here, if I use index 0 and then I assign this index 0 to any number, it's gonna change the number in the index 0 up there. So this is actually index 0. So this should replace this 22 should replace this 60 when we run this. Okay, so perfect. You can see 22 here, 22 there, and then 22 over there. Okay, what if we we actually want to delete a specific what? A specific index. We want to delete the number in the index. So this is updating. Let me comment this. This is to update the growable list, and this one will be what? To delete a growable list. So to delete, we simply use the now keyword, and then let me assign this to index 1. Okay, this to index 1. Oh no, perfect. Good. I run this, and we're gonna clear this 70. So you see now it's showing now. All right. Another thing we can do is actually, what we can do is also remove, add, and then remove, add, and then even clear. So here, let's say I wanna remove a specific number. So this way, append it to a remove, and what are you gonna remove? Remove a number of 80. Okay, then I save this, so it should take off 80. Perfect. So that you can see any 80 here on the screen again. Okay, so that is Growable List. We can have another one like add-in again. Add-in, we already implement that here, so no need here. But to remove at this remove at works in a special way, because you use the index instead of the number, targeting the number. So remove at 2 should remove the index. So 2 0 1 2, that is 80. Okay, because we already deleted that, so let's remove 0. Okay, so we remove 0 because we already deleted it and we cannot remove. That's why it throws that error. What if we want to do this? This one will actually erase all the words, all the integers or the numbers there, using what we call the clear. This clear will erase everything over there, you see. So we can see any number or that or any of that sort. So if we want to display, then we have to comment the clear. Good. So this is actually to show you more about the growable list in that, and this is a pretty much easy to always follow along. If you really want to grab the concept, we will advise you to practice as and when you are watching this tutorial. Okay, so let me add this one. This one is pretty much fast. We're gonna add queues, right? Queues in what? In that. Queue means displaying numbers according to the queue. Yeah, this one is called queue in list. All right. So I'm actually gonna clear everything in here. Gonna clear everything in here, then we implement the queue. So for the queue, we need to actually import a dart collection. Okay, that collection here. So I add that collection. Perfect. Then I terminate this. Perfect. So for the dart collection, what we're gonna use here is the keyword queue, and then a variable called queue. Yeah, this is just a variable, so not related to the keyword. Okay, then this is equal to the queue again. Yeah, that is just like an object. Okay, so queue, and then I terminate this queue. So we can use the new keyword. Okay, new keyword, new queue. Yeah, just like referring to an object. Okay, then we call the variable queue, and then append it to add all. Add all simply means add all the numbers in the queue. Okay, then here we're gonna have a list of numbers here, but we need to do that in a square bracket. So 246, 246, yeah, it's okay. I terminate this statement, and then we say we're gonna iterate this. All right, so to iterate this, let's say for the iteration or the iterator for the iterator, it's gonna be our variable I, and then I will be equal to our variable q dot the iterator. Okay, dot the words the iterator. Perfect. And then we end this statement. Then we use the while loop to actually iterate this and follow in the manner at which queues are supposed to work. So while I while while I dot what move while I move to the next, then let's do the printing. Okay, print I dot what I dot mm, I dot the current. Okay, current means you print the next number, then you print the next related number that is using the words the current here. Okay, so you print this I. Oh, this is I, not one I. Okay, perfect. So this should work perfectly. So we have print. Good. Printing it in a queue. So 1, 4, and then 6. This is how we actually implement queues also in that. So today's objective was to look at the growable list, which about we look about 2 methods and 3 ways to display using the index, the element, and then using the lambda. And then we look at the queue. The queue we look at using the that collection import, and then we call the queue, and then we have some three values to display on the screen. Peace. I'm out.